Hi everyone! This video will cover the 12 Apostles of Gerand Darmoor in MapleStory. It has been a few years since the defeat of the Black Mage in MapleStory. The main story has now shifted to the world of Grandis, and with this, the main antagonist is now Gerand Darmoor, the previous prince of the High Flora and the current transcendent of life of Grandis.
The struggles of lesser beings. What a pitiful sight.
There are many aspects about Gerand Darmoor that are currently unknown, but one aspect that is known is that he has 12 apostles that serve him. These apostles are very similar to the Black Mage's commanders, which included Von Leon, Hilla, Arcarium, Magnus, Guaru, Orchid, Lotus, Damien, the Demon, Lucid, and Will. Darmoor's apostles are presented as his most trusted subordinates, and they hold a high level of skill and power, and there are revealed to be 12 of these apostles. As a result, this video will discuss who these 12 apostles of Gerand Darmoor are or might be. Some of the characters in the game have been confirmed as apostles, while others, while not yet confirmed in the story, are highly speculated to be apostles. It is also likely that there are some characters that have not been revealed in the story yet that are apostles as well. From a gameplay perspective, it is very likely that these 12 apostles will become bosses in the future. We already have one apostle appearing as a boss in the future in Kaling, and it is very likely that the remaining 11 apostles will become bosses as well. However, it's interesting to note that 2 of the Black Mage's commanders, Orchid and Guaru, are not bosses in the game, while the Black Mage commander, the Demon, is a playable class. As a result, it is also possible that not all of Gerand Darmoor's apostles will become bosses. The future will let us know though. This video will contain spoilers from many different storylines in this game, including the class stories of Kaiser, Kane, Kadena, Adele, Ilium, Ark, Lara, and Ho Young. There will also be spoilers from the storylines of Esfera, the Labyrinth of Suffering, Limina, Cernium, Burning Cernium, and Odium. If it's okay, I will also include one small spoiler from the storyline of the class Khali. Khali is a Flora Thief class that will be released in Global MapleStory this summer, the summer of 2023. I will make sure to preface when I am about to say the spoiler from Khali's storyline for anyone that does not want a Khali spoiler. This video will be divided into 2 parts. The first part will include characters that are indeed confirmed to be apostles of Gerand Darmoor. The second part of this video will cover characters that are highly speculated by the community to be apostles, but have not yet been confirmed as apostles in the story. Part 1. This part of the video will cover the characters that have been confirmed in the story to be one of Gerand Darmoor's 12 apostles. The first character is Limbo. Limbo was the first apostle that was revealed in the game. His first appearance in the game was during the Ark update during Ark's storyline quests, and this has been his only appearance in the story so far, although he was very briefly implied during the Tower of Karot storyline as a threat to look out for as well. Limbo serves a major role in the military side of Darmoor's forces, leading various military operations on different Grandis planets in order to extract bioenergy for Darmoor. He was even responsible for wiping out the native race of the Grandis planet Verdel, which is the planet where a majority of Ark's story quests take place. In terms of his connection to Ark, Limbo was Ark's superior during the time that Ark was in the Flora military. However, Ark ended up betraying the Flora after finding out that Limbo's military operations were nothing more than massacres on various Grandis civilizations.
You
are not to leave the base without approval, Second Lieutenant Ark. I also heard you hesitated in the last battle. It nearly cost us our victory.
Victory? More like massacre. How can you say you fight for peace?
Do you really think I care about peace? From the moment you joined, I could see your doubt. The unrest in your heart shows in your eyes. I just needed you to prove you were a traitor. And now you'll pay for it.
Deeming Ark a traitor, Limbo decided to punish Ark's betrayal by conducting a ritual on him that would ultimately turn Ark into a full specter. Specters are monstrous creatures that live in a forbidden region called the Abyss. They often have regenerative capabilities and can be brought to the surface through a special ritual where the specter takes full control of a host. However, the ritual that Limbo conducted on Ark ended up being interrupted, causing Ark to only be turned into a partial specter. In terms of specific details that we know about Limbo so far, Limbo's title is the Brigadier General. He is also of the High Flora race, but is also a partial specter, meaning that he has the ability to switch between a High Flora state and specter state at will, just like Ark. There are two cutscene images that give a glimpse at what Limbo's specter state looks like. Limbo's specter state is very similar to the specter monsters found in the area of Elysium, with the exception of the terrifying teeth. Lastly, Limbo also has a second-in-command named Albert, who was Ark's former friend during Ark's time in the Flora military. Overall, it is very likely that Brigadier General Limbo will be seen again in the future.
You've done well. For victory! Glory to the floor.
Peace was just a ruse. It was an excuse to conquer and exploit helpless societies.
There is such incredible knowledge contained within the abyssal source. And soon, it will all be mine. Identify yourself! I'm with the idiots camped outside your city walls. I tell you my name, but I don't like you.
The second character in this video is Havoc. Havoc was the second apostle that was revealed in the game. His first and only appearance in the game was during the Cernium and Burning Cernium storylines, where he served as the main villain. However, Havoc was briefly mentioned during the Tower of Karot storyline as well. Havoc was shown to be responsible for wiping out a majority of the celestial race of Grandis. The Celestials are humans with angelic features such as angelic wings, and Saren is one of the only remaining celestial survivors after Havoc's ambush. Sometime after these events, Havoc was sent to Cernium on Darmoor's orders in order to cause chaos and wreak havoc in the city. However, at the end of the Cernium storyline, Saren, who ends up awakening as the Chosen One, defeats Havoc in an aerial battle, causing Havoc to crash down from the sky. Whether Havoc survived the crash from the sky was unknown until the Tower of Karot storyline. Hawkeye and some of his Thunderbreakers were tasked with finding out about what happened to Havoc. Hawkeye reveals that he investigated the crash site but could not find Havoc's body, which implies that Havoc is very likely still alive and thus may appear again in the future. In terms of Havoc's specific details, his title is the Apostle of Lightning, named after his ability to create devastating lightning strikes. Additionally, Havoc is of the demon race, just like the demon and Damien. However, unlike the demon and Damien, who are half demons, Havoc is a pure demon. Havoc has also been shown to not be super fond of Darmoor, despite being an apostle. Furthermore, similar to Limbo, Havoc also has a second in command. Havoc's second in command is named Avril, who is a High Flora. Lastly, Havoc's weapon of choice is a great sword, and the Cernium storyline reveals that he has a battle-ready demon warrior form that he can transform into in order to unleash his full strength.
Oh, I'll be seeing to our victory personally. Their faith won't save them from me.
Is this the first time we're actually meeting in person? 'Cause I think it was you that broke into my lab that one time. You wrecked my test subjects while I was away. That was rude. I mean, they were failures anyway, but still.
The next character that will be discussed is Kaling. Before the Kaling section, I thought I'd preface that there will be no spoilers from the future Shangri-La story in this video. Shangri-La is a mini area after Odium that will be released in global MapleStory during the summer of 2023. If it's okay, I will try my best to create a second part to the Who is Kaling video after Shangri-La is released in global MapleStory. Kaling was the third apostle that was revealed, and as of this video, Kaling is currently a boss in MapleStory Korea, making her the first apostle boss battle in the game. Kaling's first appearance was in Ho Young's storyline, but she appeared in many other storylines since then, including Yum Yum Island and Odium. She will play a role in the future Shangri-La storyline as well. Kaling was one of the researchers of Odium many centuries ago. She created 4 small machines, now called the 4 Perils, that she hoped would ultimately help create peace in the world. During this time frame, the 365 ancient gods ruled over the world, creating a lot of chaos and imbalance in the world. 12 beings, called the Elders, who led the researchers, were tasked with creating artificial adversaries that would defeat these 365 ancient gods. However, the experiments that the Elders conducted on test subjects in order to create these adversaries were gruesome and inhumane, such as by replacing the test subjects' body parts with mechanical parts. Kaling, who was viewed as a very kind and generous researcher, ended up volunteering for the experiment because she wanted to help create peace in the world, which could be achieved with the fall of the ancient gods.
Even within our own research team, there's one potential vessel. Her name is Kaling.
Listen, I might not be the strongest or the toughest one here, but nobody wants peace more than me. And if I can contribute to one success, one step toward that, I'll be okay.
As a result, the Elders conducted the gruesome experiments on Kaling, injecting her with harmful chemicals and replacing her body parts with mechanical parts in the process. The catch of the experiment was that the person being experimented on would lose their sense of sanity and humanity, essentially becoming a corrupt being. And so, over time, Kaling lost her sense of kindness and became fixated on completing her experiment with the 4 Perils.
Undun, Kyungki, Tau, and Taotie. They're calling your machines the 4 Perils. Did you not hear me? Your robots are monsters now, and they're hurting people all over Grandis. This experiment's a failure. You need to pull the plug right now.
Oh, shut up. You're really gonna call it a failure? Why? 4 Perils hurting people all over Grandis. So what? Grandis has a new war every other day anyway. With or without me, that place is a death trap. Always has been. You gonna tell me I invented poverty next?
She ultimately ended up getting sealed away by the elders due to her dark ambitions growing. However, Kaling ended up freeing herself from the seal many centuries later, after of which she came into contact with Gerand Darmoor and began working for him after he promised to help her complete her experiment. In terms of the specific details related to Kaling herself, her title is Darmoor's maid. Furthermore, there are a couple of strong implications that suggest she was of the anima race in the past. However, after the gruesome experiments conducted on her by the elders, it is likely that she is now a cyborg. In terms of her power and combat ability, Kaling's 4 perils are very powerful and can even fight for her, as seen in Phase 1 of her future boss battle. Kaling also has the ability to create and attack with claws created from dark energy, which is an ability that is especially prevalent in Phase 3 of her future boss battle. Part 2. This part of the video will cover the characters that are highly speculated by the community to be one of Gerand Darmoor's 12 apostles. However, in the story itself so far, these characters have not been confirmed as apostles. The characters that appear in this section are in no particular order.
How do you feel?
No particular issues.
How would you rate your condition on a scale from 1 to 10?
7? No, make it 8.
Do you feel any pain anywhere?
No.
The first character discussed in this part of the video is Dr. Y. Dr. Y is a character that first appeared in Kane's story quests, and this has been his only appearance in the story so far. He poses as a psychiatrist for the members of the assassin organization called the Drakas, which is an organization that runs Tulin City, the starting area of Kane. However, it is revealed that Dr. Y is the founder of the Drakas organization, and he keeps the Drakas members in check by continuously extracting their memories so that they would keep on working for him without question. One reason that Dr. Y is highly speculated to be an Apostle of Darmoor is that at the very end of Kane's storyline, he revives Kane's sister, Luska, and during this time, the signature Apostle music plays.
Is it possible? We know we can extract malice and memories. As for extracting death, well, we'll see.
Here is the small Khali storyline spoiler for anyone that is interested. I will leave a timestamp on the screen for anyone that does not want a Khali spoiler. Khali's story quests end up confirming that Dr. Y is an apostle of Gerand Darmoor. There is a lot more revealed about Dr. Y during Khali's story quests as well, but I think I will just leave it at that for now if that's okay. I will try my best to create a brief summary video on the important points from Khali's story quests when Khali is released in Global MapleStory. In terms of specific details related to Dr. Y, he conceals his true identity behind a mask, making it unknown whether he is a human or a different Grandis race entirely. Additionally, Dr. Y has the ability to extract abstract ideas and concepts. For example, he has been shown to be able to extract memories, physical damage, and even Kane's power source called Malice. It is very likely that Dr. Y will be seen again in the future. One side note about Dr. Y is that he revives Kane's sister, Luska, and extracts her happy memories with Kane as well. Due to Dr. Y's extraction powers, Luska is now currently working for Dr. Y and views her younger brother Kane as her enemy. While Luska herself is not an Apostle of Darmoor, it is very likely that she will be seen again in the future as well, even potentially as a boss.
Luska? Why are you doing this? Luska, I'm your...
Family, I know. So what?
No, you stop and listen. Before you lost your memories, you...
Made the ultimate sacrifice to protect you, I know. So what about you? I died for you. Would you die for me?
Of course I would.
Prove it.
Let's leave it there for today. That'll do for your condition check, Luska. You pass.
Out of my way!
I'm afraid not. Kane is a valuable specimen. Your post-mortem malice condition is an entirely new field of study. Kane's essential to that, and to you.
Who are you really? And what did you do to my sister?
She asked to be made stronger. She has her reasons. And to achieve that, we helped her leave her old baggage behind.
Shut up! You don't know her!
All the more reason to study her then. One of you abandoned the past. One chases it. I wonder which of you will come out stronger. Time will tell.
Did someone just place their hand on my shoulder? Jerome, what did I just tell you?
May I have this dance? It's been a long time, Adele. I'm surprised to see you out and about.
You know me?
Of course I know you. Poor Adele. Having memory troubles, are we?
Who are you?
Now where's the fun in telling you that?
Enough games. I could strike you down where you stand.
Ah, same old Adele. Always thinking with your sword. Are you really going to attack me in front of all these people? I thought not. I'm glad to see you're making new friends here. You and that boy seem very close.
You'll stay away from him if you value your life.
Don't be such a grouch. I'm only here to say hello. What would be the point of fighting with you in your weakened state? When next we meet, you'd best have recovered your full strength. I want the real Adele, the Royal Knight. Got it? So step up your game, Adele. If you take too long, I just might have to play with your little boyfriend instead. Well then, I'll be seeing you.
The next character discussed in this video is Veronica. Veronica is a character that first appeared in Adele's storyline, and this has been her only appearance in the story so far. Many centuries ago, the Flora ruled over Grandis, with the God King of the Flora reigning above all. The God King of the Flora had a large group of knights protect him, called the Knights of the Einherjar. Adele and Veronica were two of these knights. They were also rivals and friends, but Veronica grew jealous of Adele's superior swordsmanship skills. The God King of the Flora was viewed as very respectable, and he treated the people of Grandis with compassion, but he underwent a sudden change of personality where he, out of the blue, wanted to eradicate the many non-flora races of Grandis in order to showcase the flora's superiority. The God King's son, Prince Gerand Darmoor, was against his father's decision to wipe out the non-flora races of Grandis, and so Darmoor decided to overthrow his father. Many of the Knights of the Einherjar joined Darmoor, including Veronica, because some of the knights similarly did not agree with the God King's decision to eradicate the non-flora races. Meanwhile, Adele decided to stay by the God King's side due to the oath she made to always protect her liege. But even Adele wondered why the God King suddenly had corrupt ambitions, but nevertheless, Adele decided to remain a loyal knight of the God King. Ultimately, the God King lost his life and Gerand Darmoor became the new God King of the Flora. However, despite initially being against his father's choices, Darmoor decided to follow through with his father's plan of eradicating the non-flora races of Grandis. It is currently unknown why Veronica decided to stay by Darmoor's side even after he decided to follow in his father's footsteps. These series of events occurred many centuries ago, and now, in the present day, Veronica is a high-ranking Flora officer in Darmoor's forces. She was even tasked with retrieving an ancient key from Ristonia, Adele's starting area. Given that Darmoor tasked Veronica with very important objectives, it is highly speculated that Veronica was appointed as an apostle sometime in the past. In terms of specific details related to Veronica, she is of the High Flora race and has been revealed to have excellent swordsmanship skills. Additionally, unlike Adele, whose Flora wings are burnt out from excessive use in battle, Veronica has full control of her Flora wings. It is very likely that Veronica will be a reoccurring character in the future.
Just who are you looking for, Adele? I'm the one who called you here.
My old friend and former ally. The person who betrayed me. Why has she come looking for me now?
Back at the masquerade, I told you we'd meet again. I can tell by the look in your eyes you finally remember who I am. And it seems like you've recovered much of your former strength, just as I asked. But even now, you're still no match for me.
Just tell me what you want.
Oh, I called you here today because I need your help with something. But you'll see soon enough.
What is this? I'm being pulled back into the void! Veronica, the Einherjar, it was you!
You escaped? How? You traitor! Didn't I tell you? You're still no match for me. Well, I'll give you credit for surviving. My business here is done, so I'll be off. I'll see you around, old friend.
The next character that will be discussed is Magnus. Magnus has appeared in many storylines in the past, including Halcyon's story, Cadina's story, and even Friend's story. Magnus is a character that will very likely be seen again in the future, potentially even as one of Gerand Darmoor's apostles. Magnus was a Black Mage commander, but he ended up betraying the Black Mage. It is revealed that during his time as a Black Mage commander, Magnus was working for Darmoor all along. In the past, Magnus was a Nova warrior and was even best friends with the previous Kaiser. However, one day, Magnus encountered Darmoor and feared his power, claiming that he never felt any type of fear before his encounter with Darmoor. As a result, Magnus betrayed the Nova and decided to side with Darmoor. Sometime later, Magnus fought in a battle against the previous Kaiser in order to siege control over Elysium. The previous Kaiser ended up sacrificing himself in a powerful light, greatly injuring Magnus. Magnus, who is now heavily injured, went to Darmoor for help. Darmoor decided to send Magnus to Maple World in order to recover his strength and serve as a spy by gaining the Black Mage's trust. Magnus ended up becoming a Black Mage commander, and after recovering his strength and gaining crucial information about Maple World, he ditched the Black Mage and returned to Darmoor. Magnus's whereabouts after these events are currently unknown, but it is known that he is working in the shadows for Darmoor as a high-ranking officer. One reason that Magnus is highly speculated to be an apostle is due to how Darmoor gave Magnus the substantial task of not only gaining the Black Mage's trust, but also becoming a commander. Additionally, after the Black Mage's defeat, there was an animation video released titled Dawn of a New Era, which emphasized Magnus's importance by revealing his past and current devotion to Darmoor. As a result, it is highly likely that Magnus is one of Darmoor's 12 apostles. In terms of specific details related to Magnus, Magnus is of the Nova race. Additionally, during his time as a Black Mage commander, his title was the Tyrant. Lastly, Magnus's weapon of choice is a sword, and it is very likely that he will be encountered again in the future. Similar to how there was a second Hilla boss battle, it is very possible that there may be a second Magnus boss battle as well.
But the moment I truly welcomed darkness was when I met the transcendent of life, that terrifying embodiment of death. His thirst for power knew no bounds, and I devoted myself to him.
The last character discussed in this video is Melange. Melange is a character that first appeared in the Asphera storyline of the Arcane River. He helped the player learn more about the Transcendence, helped the player understand Commander Will's antics, and even helped the player defeat Will at the end of the story in the Mirror World. However, the beginning of the Labyrinth of Suffering storyline ends up revealing that Melange may not be on the Alliance's side after all.
I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Maybe it's nap time on the Black Sun, and nobody's awake to be evil yet. The Black Mage is really into this whole darkness thing. Must be important. We're already in her clutches. Her sword is trapped in the haze of the Black Sun, until the lying hand that blinds the eyes vanishes, and the red thread that binds is cut. We have no choice but to dance with her. Remember, all roads exist inside your mind.
The end of the Limina storyline ends up confirming that Melange is working for Gerand Darmoor. Darmoor tasked Melange with gaining information on the adversary and the idea of defying destiny. As a result, Melange decided to join Ollie and Schubert as part of the Arcane River expedition team. Interestingly, however, when Adia and Nineheart conducted a background check on Melange before placing him in the expedition team, they found some suspicious details about him, such as how he was a disciple of a great magician but was exiled for practicing forbidden magic. Instead of sending Melange to custody and risk losing his trust and the important knowledge that he provided, Nineheart decided to just keep a close eye on Melange instead. When Melange was deemed a traitor after the Limina storyline, Nineheart sent forces to capture him. However, Melange managed to escape these forces with ease. Melange's current whereabouts are unknown, but when he returns to Darmoor after the events of Limina, Darmoor gives him the new task of finding out more about Aeona, the Transcendent of Light of Grandis. Given that Darmoor gave Melange the important task of infiltrating the Arcane River, it is very likely that Melange may be one of Darmoor's apostles. In terms of specific details related to Melange, Melange's name is short for a name that I will leave on the screen if that's okay, because it's a little difficult to pronounce. Furthermore, he is viewed as a powerful magician that can cast a wide variety of spells. Melange has also been shown to speak very cryptically to the player for reasons currently unknown. During the beginning of the Asphera story, it is also revealed that Melange is native to Grandis and is not a human, but a different species entirely. It is very likely that Melange may pose an ongoing threat to the player and Alliance in the future.
And when determination is swallowed by the deepest dark, a destiny will be written. Well, I found this neat book. And perhaps a way to thwart destiny. I hope this will be to your liking. Gerand Darmoor.
There are also a few characters that may potentially be high-ranking affiliates of Gerand Darmoor. These characters include Mr. Hazard from Kadina's story, Darius from Ilium's story, and Hannah from Lara's story. However, there is very little known about these characters. As a result, it is possible that these three characters may just be non-reoccurring characters instead, although it is possible that they may be expanded upon in the future. So yes, these are the characters that are Darmoor's apostles or may potentially be Darmoor's apostles. Adding up the apostles from part 1 and assuming that the characters from part 2 are apostles, this gives us 7 out of 12 apostles. As a result, it is likely that there are still some characters not yet revealed in the story that are one of Darmoor's apostles as well. It will be interesting to learn more about these apostles as the story progresses, including why they decided to work for Gerand Darmoor in the first place. It will also be interesting to observe whether all of the apostles after Kaling will have boss battles as well. I am really sorry for the lengthy video, but thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.